Lesson 4. Target Marketing. After understanding more about why and how consumers make a purchase, it is also necessary to know who should companies focus its attention to, concerning its limited resources to answer to everyone's needs. It is important for the firms to identify the parts of the market they can serve and most profitably. From the diagram in Kotler's textbook, there are 4 steps in designing a customer-driven marketing strategy. The first 2 involve how the company select which customers to serve. Here we will look at market segmentation and market targeting. The latter 2 steps show how the company proposes its value to its target customers. Here we will look at differentiation and positioning. Market segmentation. Market segmentation is the process of dividing the total market for a particular product or product category into relatively homogeneous segments that can be reached more efficiently and effectively. However, marketers must keep in mind that there is no single way to segment a market. Some organizations use different segmentation variables, alone and in combination, to find the best way to view market structure. In this video, we look more closely at segmentation in consumer markets, consisting of geographic, demographic, psychographic, and behavioral variables. Geographic segmentation, or dividing a market into different geographical units, such as nations, states, regions, counties, cities, or neighborhoods. A company may decide to operate in one or a few geographic areas or operate in all areas, but pay attention to geographical differences in needs and wants. Demographic segmentation, or dividing markets into segments using demographic factors such as gender, age, income, and education. Demographic segmentation is the most widely used for segmenting consumer markets. One reason is that consumer needs, wants, and usage rates often vary closely with demographic variables. Even when marketers first define segments using other bases such as benefit sort or behavior, they must know a segment's demographic characteristics to assess the size of the target market and reach it efficiently. Unfortunately, demographic segmentation becomes less useful when the firm has a strong interest in understanding the motives or values that drive buying behavior. Often, the motives and values that drive actual purchases do not necessarily have anything to do with demographics. Psychographic segmentation, or dividing a market into different segments based on social class, lifestyle, personality characteristics. We have already looked into social class, lifestyle, and personality in the previous lesson. Now, we are exploring one of the most well-known tools for psychographic segmentation, VALs, or Values and Lifestyles, as developed by SRI Consulting. VALs divides adult U.S. consumers into 8 VALs profiles, which are innovators, thinkers, achievers, experiencers, believers, strivers, makers, and survivors. Innovators are those who have abundant resources and high self-esteem. Thinkers are those who are well-educated and value order, knowledge, and responsibility. Achievers are those who focus on family, a place of worship, and career. Experiencers are those who are young, enthusiastic, impulsive, and are motivated by self-expression. Believers are those who are conservative and conventional and hold beliefs based on traditional values related to family, religion, community, and patriotism. Drivers are those who are motivated by achievement, yet they lack the resources to meet all their desires. Makers are those who are like experiencers that are motivated by self-expression, but makers experience the world by engaging in many DIY activities. Survivors are those who have few resources with which to cope. They are concerned with safety, security, and meeting needs rather than fulfilling wants. Behavioral segmentation, dividing buyers into groups based on their knowledge, attitudes, uses, or responses to a product occasion, benefit sought, user status, usage rate, and loyalty status. It is one of the most powerful approaches because it uses actual consumer behavior or product usage to make distinctions among market segments, but still quite difficult to execute in practice. Researching to identify behavioral segments is quite expensive and time-consuming. Occasions. Marketers can group consumers based on occasions or when they get the idea to buy, actually make the purchase, or use the purchase item. Benefit sought. Marketers can group consumers based on benefits sought such as shampoos for dandruff, shampoos for straightening hair, shampoos for curly hair, or shampoos for hair loss or hair growth. User status. Marketers can group consumers based on user status, such as non-users, ex-users, potential users, first-time users, and regular users. Usage rate. Marketers can group consumers based on usage rate or the extent of product usage, heavy, medium, or light users. Loyalty status. Marketers can group consumers based on loyalty status. Some are entirely loyal, somewhat loyal, or no loyalty to any brand. The requirement for effective segmentation. The goal in segmenting consumer markets is to isolate individual characteristics that distinguish one or more segments from the total market. To be useful, market segments must be measurable, accessible, substantial, differentiable, and actionable. Measurable. We talk about the size, purchasing power, and profiles of the segments must be measured. Accessible. We talk about how the market segments can be effectively reached and served. Substantial. The market segments are large or profitable enough to serve. Differentiable. The segments are conceptually distinguishable and respond differently to different marketing mix elements and programs. Actionable. Effective programs can be designed for attracting and serving the segments.